In today's video, I'm going to share with you a little bit of behind the scenes of a clinic call that I have with our PhotoBizMethod clients that we do every single week to build their dream business. And with that said, I'm going to share with you information on LinkedIn. It is a place that worked wonders for me and still does to this day when it comes to photography business to business. If your client is a person that is working for a business or is a business, this place is perfect. You can showcase what you do, which will attract your ideal customer way better than any of the other social platforms. So let's get to it. This video is brought to you by Moab in Utah. I was on my LinkedIn this morning, and as with anything, it's so confusing when you start a social platform. So I want you to all understand, though, what I always ask for you guys to do: one social platform in the beginning, so you hit the mark with your algorithm, hit the mark on who you want to work with. There's two ways to pick your social platform, right? You got to enjoy it, and you got to make sure your clients are there. So in the method, you should already know who your ICA is, or at least have a good feel of who your ideal customer is. LinkedIn is great, but just like anything, it's social media, and it's a professional social media. It's not like Facebook, or it's a little different, right? We all have different. Twitter's different. There's all a little different. But for me, it was really good because I decided I wanted to work business to business, and I wanted the professional clientele. And this is what rocked it for me, because it's super important to, wherever you're at, to make sure that you're hitting the mark and not wasting time. We don't want to waste time when it comes to our business. We want to do the right thing, no spraying things on the wall. In the beginning, of course, when I was doing my research, I wanted to know what my clients were. So I did some research on Google and who I could work with. And then my sister told me about LinkedIn, and I was like, wow, okay, this is a cool place. I got to see what it's about. And it really is where you can, and I'll go to me, where you can tell people who you are and what you do. So I did this header very easily. So I redid this in Canva, super easy. They have Twitter and LinkedIn backgrounds that you can easily put your own information in. So one of the things you do definitely have to do is make sure that your header up here at the top says who you are and what you do, right? And how they get PhotoBizMethod. Put your website too. My daughter took this, so I basically put my camera on a tripod and shot, did everything for her, and she just pushed a button. Even though she does know some photography, I was just like, oh, here, let me get this. So you gotta do this first. So basically, you can go in and give LinkedIn your basic information. It's all about your verbiage for your ideal customer. What do? I help blank so that blank can do blank. You guys have that in the method. Put that in the headline. It's kind of like a resume and CV. So anything that you do, you can put into LinkedIn so people understand who you are and what you do. And this actually needs to be changed because that's the wrong website, but you eventually will have your website, so you put that in. It's better to me when you work business to business, because with this platform, because you could put everything in. You could see my activity that I'm putting in, just like Facebook, about section. So when people really want to get to know you, it's even more in your about section, who you are. And then you put in your jobs. See? So here you go, Sullivan J Photography. And here is the new one, right? So basically, put everything in here So people understand what you truly have done and that you're professional and that you will do the work for them, because that's what it is. It's a service. We're working business to business. We have to be very professional about it. You can even put your education if you want. Your contact info is very important. You want to make sure that they can get a hold of you, not just in a message. You're going to get a lot of spam, just like all the rest of the social platforms. People are like, oh, I could do this for you. And no. I get so many messages that I just delete. And also networking, are they really, make sure that the people that you network really are somebody that will either improve your business or help you with the business, or is your ICA, So those are very important. It's not a numbers game here. You do not need tons of people to be successful on LinkedIn. In Sullivan J Photography, I have testimonials that, people I've worked with or people that like my work have given me testimonials. And that's something that you should think about as you do this, because it tells LinkedIn that, yes, you're legitimate and people like you. So they show your area, your page in LinkedIn to other people that you want to attract. So that's something that's different, I feel, than the other platforms. And it's really good to have connections like that. Another thing that I truly love about LinkedIn is groups. When you are in a group, like you go in just like Facebook and you're accepted, once you become a member of the group, you can connect to other people via messaging or notification. See this messaging over here? You can actually have people that message you that's in a group. Otherwise, you cannot message somebody unless you are within the network. That means pretty much friends like Facebook, or you're in a group. That's the only way you can really connect to people, like one-to-one almost. So I like that, because it's really important that if you find somebody or somebody finds you that is your ideal customer, it's a great place to chat. But I'm going to say that what annoys the heck out of me is when somebody's on a group and then all of a sudden I'm getting a message and, hey, I would love for you to, can we jump on a phone call so I can sell you this? That's so annoying. So please don't do that. If you're going to message, it's just conversation. And in the method, I asked for you guys to interview people that you feel could be your ideal customer. You can, if you find somebody in a group, you can say, hey, I'm doing a beta and I would love to ask you questions on, what I would like to provide. So even on sometimes businesses, people will be like, oh, I don't really have time for it or whatever. But if they go to your profile and see that you're serious and see that they like your work, they'll say, sure, I'll jump on a call if, or we can chat on message. I have a couple questions. Can I ask you some questions? What would you like? And if they see your profile, which they will, they'll go to it, and then you can have a conversation because you're in the same group. That's a very strong, I feel very strong for LinkedIn. But if you're in a group and you don't connect, then it's kind of like spammy. I don't want you guys to be spammy. I want you to really go into groups that are very interesting to you so you can really connect to people. One thing that you probably saw in my profile is to continually post. Here's my image, call to action, but it's just basically connecting like any other social platform. It's just a little bit more, I would say that it's just a little bit more professional. People understand that this is a business social network. So it's all good. The last thing I want to say about this LinkedIn profile is you're on this profile with your business, your information here, what you've done. your accomplishments that you should be very proud of to share, and the connections that you have, but you gotta keep staying on it. You gotta stay on the platform, and you gotta have fun and enjoy this new connection with other businesses. Do you have any questions about LinkedIn? Did that make sense? If you do decide to work business to business, it will give you connections that you would never have thought of. And it will even enlighten you on other types of businesses that may be some of interest for you and your connections and what you want to provide to others. So it's really cool. I love it. It's a great place to hang out. Even though it's a business to business, it's still a person-to-person connection, okay? So just remember that, all right, you guys? I hope you enjoyed this little insider of how I jump in every single week to answer questions for the PhotoBiz method.